one of the most ambitious studios in the gaming industry is no more. On Friday, September 21st, 2018, Telltale Games began a major studio closure and laid off 90% of its workforce. An estimated 250 people were let go without severance, following several years of overambitious titles with underwhelming sales. The studio, made famous for games like The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, and Minecraft Story Mode, is now comprised of a skeleton crew of only 25 people, only working to finish contract work. Upcoming games like the second seasons of The Wolf Among Us and Game of Thrones have been cancelled. At the time that this video is being recorded, the fate of the remaining 2 episodes of The Walking Dead game's final season remain in limbo. And while Netflix has announced that their video game adaptation of Stranger Things is still going to happen, it is unclear as to whether this will be done through Telltale or another developer entirely. But how could this have happened? How could one of the hottest game developers in recent years have gone under, virtually overnight? The simple answer is, they didn't. Believe it or not, Telltale has been hurting for a long time, despite many big-named and critically acclaimed projects. It's been an incredibly difficult year for Telltale, as we work to set the company on a new course. Unfortunately, we ran out of time trying to get there. We released some of our best content this year, and received a tremendous amount of positive feedback. But ultimately, that did not translate to sales. With a heavy heart, we watch our friends leave today to spread our brand of storytelling across the gaming industry, said Pete Hallway, Telltale Games CEO, in a statement on Friday. The company had been in the process of restructuring since 2017, trying to move away from the same episodic format that they had grown so popular for over the years, and from using their Telltale tool engine in favor of the more polished Unity engine. These changes were rumored to go live with the release of Telltale's Stranger Things game sometime in 2019, but now we may never know how this all would have played out. Here's a little background for you. Telltale was founded in 2004 by 3 former members of LucasArts. The trio founded their company and began building their own engine known as the Telltale tool. Eventually, the company was able to get the rights to make games based on Bone, Back to the Future, and Jurassic Park. It wasn't until the release of The Walking Dead in 2012 that people really started to pay attention to Telltale. The first season of The Walking Dead game won over 80 Game of the Year awards, and it wasn't long before a sequel was greenlit. Other projects soon followed, like The Wolf Among Us, Game of Thrones, Tales from the Borderlands, Minecraft Story Mode, Batman, and Guardians of the Galaxy. While the majority of these games were well received, the first season of The Walking Dead, along with Minecraft Story Mode, were reportedly the only 2 financial successes that Telltale Games has made. Everything else ended up being somewhat of a financial flop, with Batman Season 2, The Enemy Within, allegedly being the worst-selling title in the company's history. This is where my reporting ends, and my speculation begins. Please note that at the time of this recording, this is still very much a developing story, and over the coming days and weeks, more and more details will come out. Though I'm saddened by what has become of Telltale Games, it makes a bit of sense when all the information is put together. The 2 big successes for Telltale were The Walking Dead Season 1 and Minecraft Story Mode. The Walking Dead game launched in 2012, during the height of Walking Dead mania. People were going nuts for this show, so it only makes sense that the game sold as well as it did. And Minecraft? Minecraft is one of the most popular gaming franchises ever, especially for a younger audience. Telltale amazingly handled the Minecraft IP, and it should be no surprise to anyone how successful the game was as a result. As for the rest of the pack, The Wolf Among Us was based on another graphic novel series called Fables, which just wasn't as well known as The Walking Dead. Many fans were unsure of the game, and so the hype around it was minimal in comparison. Following The Wolf Among Us was, in my opinion, a string of games where Telltale was trying to recapture lightning in a bottle. The second and third seasons of The Walking Dead game were not as successful as the original, so Telltale tried out many different big-name IPs, hoping to recapture the interest of gamers and garner the same results as their early success. Game of Thrones debuted at the height of the franchise's popularity in 2014, but failed to catch the interest of fans for one reason or another, possibly a side effect of the lackluster 2012 Game of Thrones RPG. Batman came out in 2016, the same year as Batman v Superman, and Guardians of the Galaxy came out a month before the second Guardians movie in 2017. I want the record to show that these games were all very good, some riddled with bugs and glitches, but ultimately the pros more than outweighed the cons. What we have to step back and look at is these licenses weren't free. Some were actually quite expensive. And by acquiring the licenses to all these big properties, Telltale was playing with fire. In retrospect, it may not have been the best decision to try these properties one after the other, hoping for a success. The games were not yielding the fiscal returns the company hoped for, and it looks to me like the well finally dried up. The fate of Telltale Games is uncertain. While it is likely that the company will cease to exist in the coming months or even weeks, they could bounce back. The 25-person skeleton crew could manage to finish the final 2 episodes of The Walking Dead, the Netflix deal could still go well, leading to the release of Stranger Things, and the company could get back on track. And while I don't personally believe that this is going to be the case, I am nothing if not a hopeful optimist. However it goes down, I hope the people involved in this situation manage to land on their feet. I hope Telltale's board of directors learn from this situation, and that the 250 employees who were let go from their jobs quickly managed to find new work in the gaming industry. They are some incredibly talented people. I have no doubt that they can do it. I wish everyone the best of luck. Well guys, that will wrap up this episode of GregO.EXE. If you liked it, maybe give me a thumbs up in the button system clicky bar thing down there below, and subscribe to LEGO My GregO TV on YouTube. You can also help the channel by going to patreon.com/LEGO So until next time everybody, I have been LEGO My GregO. You have been amazing, and I'll catch you later. Internet, cut.